toward, and I haven't spoken to anyone that's opposed to the multi-vendor approach. The question on the table today, as I understand it, has to do with previously we were able to extend, Mr. Feldman, the environment we're in today, it is there because there was an extension, whether it was 6 months or 30 days or whatever, the capacity, the ability was there to extend. Do you concur with that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So we have extended it. On one hand, I hear Mr. Feldman, city attorney, saying it's moved today, dead, got to move forward, must vote. The mayor pro tem is saying no, there is a capacity to delay at least for 1 week. How do we get in a position where council doesn't have options, Mr. Feldman, where we must act today? That's one question. Second question is, how are you saying it renders it moot if council can vote today with a course of action if it is to extend? So that's not moot. That doesn't moot it.
Okay, Councilmember,
Attorney
Feldman, what I'm saying is we could refer it back for 1 week, which would not render it moot, and we refer it back, then it would take 30 days before it could return back, and therefore it would render it moot because of the transition of when the tax rolls come in and for us to be able to execute this contract. So I think that's what Attorney Feldman was talking about.
And I never said it could not be delayed 1 week, Councilman.
I
said
it would
it
render it
could be
moot.
referred back because that would render it moot.
Well, I don't see how it renders
Because
it
in order
moot
to
if
go
council.
multi, there is no existing contract with Purdue Brandon. That's the contract before you today, is with Purdue Brandon only. And that is to commence and enable the multi-vendor process. If that's not done before July 1st, by July 1st, then there won't be a multi-vendor process for the 15 fiscal year.
Well, the multi-vendor mode, I think, is a good thing. I think we ought to pursue that, but I think there are too many questions at this point in time that simply have not been answered on both sides of the equation.
I'd be glad to answer any questions that you have. Again, let me reiterate, I'm not saying that it has to be approved today. A 1 week delay we could deal with that, but referring it back and therefore taking the contract beyond July 1st, when the contract is premised on the July 1 commencement date, in order to be able to do multi-vendor for the next fiscal year, we would have to have a contract in place for Purdue by July 1st. Contract with Limebarger for their participation can be extended, and that can be brought forward to council next meeting.
So that's an option, and it doesn't render today's action moot. Now, I'm going to yield at this point and permit my other colleagues to weigh in. I'm just going to defer, but I'll probably be back in the queue. Thank you.
Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and I'm not, thank goodness I'm not going to get in the middle of two attorneys arguing, but I do want to just highlight a few things to help inform or frame the process. And let me set the record straight. I'm in favor of moving forward on this particular contract today, and I'll tell you why. Councilmember Bradford said, I mean, this multi-vendor process, which has been created for the past 2 years, has been a good thing. And it's designed for us to maximize the receipts that come into the city of Houston. The purpose behind, and we've been doing this for several years now on several different departments.
Is that a point? Are we discussing the?
What
Are we discussing the?
Okay, hold on, Councilmember, you're correct.
We are discussing the item.
Yeah, we're not discussing the item.
To the delay? Are we discussing the merits of the?
Yeah, no,
of the?
Councilmember, we're talking about the decision to,
Point of order, would you tell us where we are here on this, what motion before us?
we were discussing the main item and because Councilmember Laughter was talking about the possibility of referring the item back, and we were talking about that I would render that moot, and so we opened it up for discussion.
He made a motion, it was seconded, it wasn't a possibility. Did you deny the motion?
It was ruled out of order.
We ruled it out of order.
It was ruled out, so you won't accept that motion?
No. So,
We'll just decide the other direction of it.
we ruled it out of order, but I'm allowing for discussion so that we put several options on the table. We spoke about the possibility of a 1-week delay, and council members are inquiring with the attorney about how this item is moved or not, so.
I will stand down until the item comes up for discussion.
Any discussion on possible delay of this item? That's what we're talking about. So, Vice Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
Excuse me.
You're gonna wait. Okay.
Excuse me,
Councilman
Mr.
Boyd.
Yeah, just a quick question. I want to refer back to the city attorney. I'm asking a question. Will a 1-week delay have an impact on the July collections?
No, it would not.
Thank you very much, city attorney.
It will have an impact on the ability of Purdue to properly transition, but I'm not saying it's impossible.
I'm talking about the current vendor that's doing collection funds. That's
You're talking
currently
about
on the
my
contract. Absolutely. Will a 1-week delay on this item have any impact? I think I know the answer. I just
No.
want to be on record.
No.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Councilmember Kubash.
Now, I want to vote on challenging the chair on the motion, and I don't see why you can't accept the motion and have a vote, so I want to challenge the chair.
Well, first of all, we need to have a second for that.
Second, we had a second.
No, for he's
Challenging the chair.
challenging the ruling of the chair.
2/3 vote.
Councilmember Kubash has made a motion to overrule the chair. There's been a second by Councilmember Bradford, correct?
Yes.
And so the.
Now, wait, make sure, point of order.
Yeah.
We're talking about doing the last year's
Come on.
motion, I'm sorry. The issue on the floor is whether Councilman Lasser's motion to refer back is a proper motion or not. That's what we're challenging, that decision.
No, because I ruled that moot, and so Councilmember, Attorney Feldman ruled that it would be moot, so I had ruled that it would be out of order, and so Councilmember Kubash is challenging my ruling.
You're ruling
Correct.
that,
That it's
that
moot.
is, okay, good, I second.
That's where we're at.
I second the motion.
So, any discussion about that motion? Okay, Councilmember Pennington for a question.
Yes, and does that require a simple majority to overrule the chair or two-thirds? Two-thirds, thank you very much.
Councilmember Lasser.
Thank you, Mayor. I think you've attempted to articulate where we are in the process. I did make a motion to refer the item back to the administration with the option to extend the contract to Weingartner. There was a second. At this point in time, there has been discussion about that idea, that motion. The attorney has given, the city attorney has given an opinion that could be a moot point. You've accepted that opinion. Now, there's a main motion on the floor as to challenge the ruling of the chair, which I'll support.
Councilor Pennington for another question.
I'd just like to say, as the city attorney has mentioned, if this contract, if the Purdue Brandon contract is not voted on, and I think Councilmember Lassiter's motion would preclude that by July 1, then this will in effect extend the existing contract for a year, because July 1 is the drop dead point. I think all the matters are referred out on July 1. So I just want everybody to understand that the effect of overruling the chair will be to extend the existing contract for a year.
Thank you, Councilor Pennington. And just to be clear, I did say that I would be willing to entertain a delay, just not a referral back at this point. So we would be open to that. Councilor Kubash?
Councilmember Pennington, I don't believe that a vote to overrule the chair means that we're going to necessarily vote in favor of Mr. Lassiter's, Councilmember Lassiter's motion. I just believe that a motion has a right by city council to be before us for a vote. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm voting for or against the Purdue contract. I'm just saying when a council member brings up a motion, I don't like the fact that the chair overrules it.
And Councilmember, just to be clear, it's not simply on a whim of me wanting to not allow that motion to take place. It's that, again, it would render it moot. And so, we have to consider the item before us. Councilmember Bradford.